On Monday, President Obama said the consumer will not bring back the economy. So that leaves it up to corporate America. They are sitting on the highest levels of cash since 1964. This as the unemployment numbers hover around 10%. So we ask, are they doing enough to rebuild the economy and create jobs? Here's what you said. John from Virginia. No. Corporate America is not doing enough. They are using the recession as an excuse to streamline and not hire workers. But Paula from Wisconsin counters, corporate America is doing what they can, considering the indecisiveness of the government. All right. Joining us now is Boyce Watkins, finance professor at Syracuse University, Tony Fratto, managing director at Hamilton Place Securities and a CNBC contributor. All right, Boyce, what do you think? Is business doing enough, sitting on all this cash but no jobs?
No, they're not doing enough, but they're doing what they believe they should do right now. What's interesting is that a lot of this cash has been made available to corporations, especially large ones, due to Fed easing, et cetera. And rather than actually doing what the Fed wants them to do, which is to go out and hire people and to make investments, they're actually waiting to make acquisitions of smaller, weaker companies, to do stock buybacks and to do other things that are going to create some wealth on Wall Street, but not necessarily help out Main Street. So right now we are in a little bit of a quandary.
Well, you know, I think, Tony, that Boyce really said it when, and I quote, they're doing what they think they should do right now. And I'm going to ask you, what's wrong with that?
I think businesses are doing exactly not what they think they should be doing, but exactly what they ought to be doing.
Which is what they think they should be doing. You know, one and the same is basically my point here.
Maybe, yeah. Look, I mean, look, I've never in my life met a CEO or a business owner who doesn't want to go out and grow and innovate and capture market share and hire people. That's what they want to do. They're pre-programmed for it. Now they always have to deal with the business cycle and they have to deal with, you know, productivity enhancements. But businesses want to grow, and they know that they need to do it. But we don't live in, you know, this isn't Field of Dreams where they, you know, if they build it, consumers will come. We have a weak consumer. We have lots of micro reasons why businesses aren't moving forward, but it's not because of there's an unwillingness. They want to grow.
Would you care to counter that, Boyce?
Well, you know, I think that corporations are doing what they believe is best right now based on their degree of confidence in the economy. We know that we had a group of economists who apparently are from another planet who said that the recession ended back in the summer of 2009. I'm not disagreeing with their assertion, but most Americans don't believe the recession ended over a year ago. Most Americans and you know, business owners are also Americans. They don't believe the recession's necessarily over. They see a lot of uncertainty, and so right now there's just not enough confidence with the consumer base, which buys the products from these corporations, and not enough confidence from the corporations themselves to go out and make these investments. And so ultimately, we've got to find a way to bolster that confidence. We also have to find a way to create incentives for hiring for large corporations. But another key point is that small businesses right now are struggling to get the cash that is readily available to large corporations. So perhaps if we make more cash available to small businesses, that hiring will continue to grow.
But Boyce, I'm sorry, yeah, but Boyce, I just want to say, you know, I mean, we keep trying to do these programs, you know, short-term hiring benefits, and you know, businesses don't hire for the short term. They don't hire because they're going to get a tax credit, you know, this year. They hire forever. They hire long term. I never, you know, when businesses go out to hire people, they think they're making essentially a lifetime hire. They're hiring someone they want to stay with them, and so these short-term measures just aren't going to work. I think we need to come to the realization it's going to take a little bit of time for this economy to get its legs and grow, and it's not just confidence. They need to see the outlook improve.
Well, okay, but look, Boyce, there is an option here. There's a better option. Corporations are highly profitable sitting on all this cash. If you stop the bad stuff in Washington, which is what John Boehner told me at breakfast this morning, just get all this regulatory stuff on hold, you could have a tsunami of job creation in the next couple of years. In other words, businesses have done such a great job, not because of Washington, in spite of Washington, and they're ready to rock and roll. They just need a little more confidence. I mean, we could have a tsunami recovery.
Well, no, what we have to remember is that the power of capitalism can be a tsunami-like force in our economy.
Yes.
It must be regulated, just like drugs. Drugs can either make you healthy or make you an addict. Fire can either you know, cook your food and keep you warm, or it can burn you alive. And so ultimately, we need some degree of regulation. I don't think there's anything wrong with what the Obama administration is trying to do. I think that right now their biggest problem is that you just don't have the confidence among corporations to go out and do the things that are going to make the economy work. Remember, this money was made available for them to. Well, I don't think a tax cut is necessary. I think tax incentives can be restructured in such a way that you are encouraging corporations to take the money and use it for things that you would like them to use it for. You can't order them to do it. I don't agree with that. But I think you can massage the direction of this money, because if you don't do that, then they're going to just take the money, and this whole trickle-down effect that we think is going to occur is simply not going to occur without some degree of regulation.
But you can't go out there and have this years-long debate and years of regulations coming, and continue to have that coming from Washington, and the policy uncertainty from Washington, and then point a finger at the corporations who are on the receiving end of those regulations and say, why aren't you out there making bets on the future when they don't know what the future is going to look like? I mean, that's not the way they can operate. They need to operate with some certainty about the future. And as long as we have this environment where there's going to be a steady stream of new regulations coming down, we can't then point the finger at the guys who have to deal with those regulations.
Yeah, they're struggling with their health care, they're struggling with taxes, and we talked to CEOs